Bro, I know I'm sounding like I'm just ranting over it. It's because I am. I'm mad. At a certain point in time, you have to decide whether a franchise is worth your time. They're canonizing essentially the worst things we didn't want. If the canon story arcs are making the same mistakes GT was doing, the number one hated thing about GT, I don't like seeing Dragon Ball treated like this. What's up, guys? It's me, LumosTheromax, and this is going to be a little bit different than normal because we're doing something pretty odd, pretty strange, okay? And I'm just going to do a quick rant, honestly, because I had a video come out a little while ago talking about like Dragon Ball and how it's in a dangerous place right now. But I'm not going to lie. I made that video and I didn't realize how accurate I was going to be. Because believe it or not, boys, I think the worst possible thing that could happen for Dragon Ball may have happened. So after a few days after that release of that video, or even maybe it was during that day, I'm not entirely sure the time frame. I'm sure I'll pop something up here, but like I'm really mind blown about this information coming out about Dragon Ball Daima. Okay, Dragon Ball Daima is this new Dragon Ball show where we're going to be chibi-fying all of the characters and turning Goku into a kid again. That's really a thing, okay? We're actually doing that inside this thing. And you know what? I'm the kind of guy where it's like, okay, it doesn't have to be written for me, right? They could just do some other fucking side story. We got like Dragon Ball Heroes. We got like 800 other media ecospheres for Dragon Ball to mess with. Who cares if there's another, like, if they want to go back and just do the lame parts of Dragon Ball again, then like, okay, yeah, like you do you could just go do that over there, right? Don't mind remastering the original Dragon Ball or anything, or reproducing it with like actually solid animation from the modern day or anything. Let's just do this brand new show, okay? And this was okay. This entire idea, I don't think is bad. But the news dropped not too long ago that this will be canon. This is somewhere in the canon time stream for Dragon Ball. Now, this is sad and scary. Because why in the fuck we turn a kid into Goku into a kid? Yo, I hated that shit in Dragon Ball GT for that exact same reason. Why is it that the people where they create their show, they just love child main characters, and for some reason they just can't ever evolve from that? You know, weird enough, everybody shits on Spider-Man for getting stuck in like a meta, right? Where like he can never be happy, he can't get Mary Jane. Anytime they get together, something has to happen, something has to be bad, you know, something has to not work out for them. Okay, Goku's the same fucking way, dude. It seems like at every turn, Goku tries to do something worthwhile, and then we just get tired of that and turn him into a kid for casual, like, let's go meme entertainment. Why in the fuck are we doing this with Dragon Ball? If anything, Dragon Ball has been going to a rather interesting place. I gave a lot of criticisms of Dragon Ball in my last video. I also gave some really good positives. The cool thing about Super, despite the wild amount of flaws that it has, was that they were actually building towards something that felt impactful. They have the gods, they have Supreme, we have Zeno-sama, right? Like, we've got some pretty wild stuff now. We've got angels, we've been building everything up to go further and further out. And now we're gonna have a canon series either as the follow-up or the prequel somehow, because I don't think people have officially decided where this canon story is going to take place in the timeline. But from what I understand, we're going to be messing with some point after Super, but before the canonical end of Dragon Ball Z, where Goku flies away with Oob, because that's how the Dragon Ball timeline works. It's definitely not confusing or anything. So it's going to be weird just in terms of throwing it in a point in time. It's kind of like throwing Super not at the end of Z, but before the final episodes of Z, where he's like, Goku's like got his blue gi and everything. It's just, it sucks. If it was something cool, I think it would be different, but like, we're just turning him into a kid so we can appeal to casual people. We're gonna make this less about Goku increasing himself, making him better, becoming stronger than everyone else, and we're gonna go on derpy adventures again, where we're gonna go hang out and fight the Red Ribbon Army again, and every other random loser we met inside inside the original franchise of Dragon Ball. Like, it's gonna be a bunch of nostalgia. Like, that's all it is. It's just pure nostalgia directly inserted into your veins is what this show is gonna be. If you like Dragon Ball, I'm sure you're gonna like this shit. But I'm not gonna lie, I moved past Dragon Ball a long time ago. Okay, Dragon Ball had its problems. There was a lot of weird, pervy ass humor inside the original Dragon Ball that was fucking just, it didn't need to be there. Okay, I understand if you want to spritz a little bit of flair, you want to do something artsy in there, that's cool. Dragon Ball got fucking weird a lot of times whenever it came to that. Akira Toriyama was a very talented writer, clearly. Even having written series before a Dragon Ball like Dr. Slump, right? But the problem with Dr. Slump was that it was mainly just a gag, funny, meme kind of manga or anime as time went on. And in all honesty, it's just memes. But that's the problem. Akira Toriyama likes memes. He likes writing meme content. He thinks he's more of a comedian than he is an actual like martial artist kind of scenario. But that's the exact problem. The comedy is okay, but really everyone what everyone was after was the martial arts. Dragon Ball started with that kind of success, but it moved towards the martial arts because that's what people enjoy. It feels like we're digressing back into him being a child again. The second time this has happened. Why? Why do we keep doing this to Goku? And the worst part is it's because it's cheap and it's easy animation. Now we're just chibifying every character in Dragon Ball. Bro, I know I'm sounding like I'm just ranting over here. It's because I am. I'm mad, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I said in my last video that, yo, like, this might be it for Dragon Ball. And I didn't know about the Daima shit. I found out about the Daima shit and I'm like, holy fuck, dude. This might be the thing that makes me step away from Dragon Ball. Like, legitimately. I'm not being appealed to anymore as like the base of Dragon Ball. Who are they, like, they're just appealing to like weebs, I guess. And I mean, if that's the market they want to corner, like, go for it. But I haven't met a Dragon Ball fan who was like, bro, Dragon Ball Daima, holy shit, they're making him a child again. We're gonna go back to the basics. I haven't heard that. I'm sure those people are out there, and I'll agree. There's some elements of that can be weaved back into the story. I think there are some basics you can weave back in. But to turn Goku into a kid again and have him go on random adventures on the planet fighting beastmen and dinosaurs, like, man, just go back to early Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball if you want that. Gohan was a kid at one point in time. Goku was a kid at one point in time. We had both of those stories fleshed out really fucking well. Just go back to them. I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment to me down low whatever you guys think on this whole Dragon Ball Daima situation, because it's got me triggered, like, low-key. I'm not gonna lie. I am like low-key triggered on this whole situation because it finally felt like we were getting somewhere. And then we just kept hitting block after block after block of random bullshit inside Dragon Ball. And bro, this might be it. Yo, if we find out that this is the story that takes place after Super, bro, that shit is lame. That shit is lame bad. Now, I've seen a few people speculate that maybe it takes place before Super. And if so, like, I don't think that will be as bad, but it's still lame. Like, I don't know. I just can't get past the idea of Goku turning back into a kid. That is like the most lame form of storytelling, to revert your character back to where they weren't viable for the memes. And then have an entire full-on Dragon Ball story named after that. Look, I got beef with Dragon Ball scalers. I don't think that that's like surprising or anything. But I really like Dragon Ball. I don't like seeing Dragon Ball treated like this. Let alone I don't like the characters being treated, bro. It's just sad. It's sad to watch these amazing characters just get bubbled down into chibi characters so they can appeal to casuals. At a certain point in time, you have to decide whether a franchise is worth your time. if the canon story arcs are making the same mistakes GT was doing, the number one hated thing about GT, they're canonizing essentially the worst things we didn't want, or at least the majority. Obviously, GT had better things going on for it later on, but we know what happens after this. If it's after Super, well, guess what? Goku becomes the strongest guy who ever was. Then he gets, unless in the next few manga panels, like one shot and reverted into a child or something. Like, I don't even know where to go. Like, I'm genuinely baffled at the place we're taking Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball fans, where are you guys at? Where's the rioting? I guess not rioting. Rioting's a wrong term. Where's the comment sections, man? Maybe I need to go find some like comment sections. I can't be the only Dragon Ball fan who's mad right now about this fucking shit show with Dragon Ball Daima. Imagine if we took Superman and we turned him into a child, and then that was mainstream Superman for like the next 2-3 years. Like, imagine if he went back to Superboy and that was just canon. I'm not even a crazy huge fan of Superman, but like, why would you disrespect Superman that way? Why? I don't know, boys. It really doesn't make any sense to me. Tell you what, we're charging the old ring. We're charging it just because of how much of a shit show that was. Dragon Ball Daima. I'm sorry, Dragon Ball fans. What do you do? Best of luck out there.
Corrupting and creating events that affect the entire verse was the only way she theorized to decimate her source wall curse, and so she whispered madness to her child, the Anti-Monitor, driving him towards his revenge on his brother, the Monitor. A crisis on infant Earths is what he decided to grant, but her children were